Alright, so today I'm gonna be using this edge painting machine. I paint edges on all products which I make because I think it gives it nicer and more polished look. For most part I use this little hand tool. You just kind of go up and down on the edge and paint it, but today I'm gonna be making some parts for Brompton carry handle. And since I have full bag of those here, it will be easier and faster for me to just use the machine. I haven't used it in a long time, so we'll see how it goes. It seems like using machine for everything, it must be easier and faster. It's not the case every time because the machine needs, some adjustments and you need to set it up and clean it. In this case, you need to clean it. So most of the time we just use the hand tool, but today I have about 50 of the side panels for the carry handle. So I'm gonna use the machine. First I have some edge paint. It's high quality stuff from Italy. So I'm just gonna pour some in this reservoir, just like that. The reason why I use edge painting for all the products, in my opinion, it gives it nicer and more polished look. People might say that edge paint is used just to mask like low quality leather. That's not our case. We use really high quality stuff, really expensive leather, but the thing with leather, since it's natural material, if you don't treat the edges, they will change the color over time. Let's take this black color for example. Like right now when it's cut, it's some cheaper black leathers will be like grayish bluish on a cut, but because we use really well-made leather, it's almost black in a cut. But over time, especially if you leave it on the sun a lot, which in case of bicycle accessories, that's probably the case, it would turn like brownish. And then when you have all black product with brownish edges, it doesn't look nice. So let's start it up. So the way the system works, there is a little pool with paint. There's a spinning wheel which lifts the paint from the pool and then it transfers it onto this roller, which then I will run the product around and it will transfer the paint on the edge. There's a little brush with which I can regulate how much paint I'm gonna have on the roller. So I'm gonna give it a first test run and we'll see how it goes. You don't want to put too little of a color on it, but you also don't want to put too much. And then you always want to make sure that the paint is evenly transferred all over the place, which in this case it is. So I think we are good to go. Let's see how we do one more. It might be wise to wear gloves because the paint which we use, it really sticks on the leather as it should. It also sticks on on my hands, but I don't like to work with gloves. I like to, because I feel like you don't get as good of a feel and touch with gloves. So I will spend some extra time washing my hands later. Okay, so at the beginning of this video I promised I will tell the story about the machine or tool, if I have one. I do have some stories for most of my machines. So with this one, I found the ad on a used machines site here in Czech Republic. It said edge paint machine for leather. No brand, no year of manufacturer, no nothing. Just saw pictures and I figure that's what I need to kind of streamline my manufacturing process. So I called the guy, he can ship it to me, but he said no, he's not going to ship it, it's too heavy and he's worried it's gonna break. At the same time, I didn't want to drive all the way across country to pick it up. But he told me he's selling some more machines, and he had a guy from Brno, which is the city where I live and where my workshop is. And he said he's going to pick up some machines, so maybe if I talk to him, he can bring it to me. So I went to visit him. It was this older leather maker, and he's been doing the leather craft for, he said, over 30 years. And he asked me, will you talk a little bit? And he asked me about what I'm doing and where I went to school. And when I told him that I went to college and stuff like that, he immediately told me, like, run away from leathercraft. It's too much work, too little money. And I kind of laughed about it and gave him the money for the machine. And he told me he will call me when I come back, when he comes back with the machine. So about 2 weeks later, he called me that he had the machine. And so I came to his workshop. And the first thing when he saw me, he was like, I told you, you should run away from the leathercraft. You hadn't changed your mind yet? And obviously at the time, I thought like, I have it all figured out, that I'm gonna outsmart everybody, and with less work, I will sell a lot of leather goods and make all the money in the world. Well, of course, I found out he was right. It's a lot of work to make the goods look nice, and it's even more work to make other people to want to buy them from you. So that's the story how I got this machine. And of course, when I bring it back to my workshop, I start it up. It came with no manual, no nothing. I have spent tens of hours trying to figure out how it actually works and how to set it up, how much paint should be there, and how dense it should be. And so today, when you saw me just pour some paint in and start it up, it looked easy, but trust me, it took me hours and hours to get it just right. The difference between using the machine and the hand tool is that with the machine, I'm able to put a little bit more edge paint on the edge, so the surface looks even more smooth than if I use the hand tool. I will show you. We can do a little look and time, or like speed comparison between hand tool and the machine, and then we can compare how the edge look untreated. Then one is gonna be with the hand tool, and the third one I'm gonna do with machine. So I'm gonna do a few more since I have about 20 of those left. Usually when I make products which I know that will sell, like these carry handles for Brompton bicycles, which have been our best seller for a few years, I like to make about 10 to 15 pieces at a time, as I noticed that if I make more, it doesn't really make my work more efficient, as it takes more space and I don't have that big of a workshop. And if I make less, then you have to set up everything for each product, for manufacturing of each product. So if I make less, then it's not as time efficient. And my ultimate key is, of course, to be as efficient as possible while achieving highest possible quality. I think that's enough paint here. There we go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set the timer and we're gonna do a little test. Hand tool versus the machine. And then you have to keep in mind, when I do the speed test, hand tool versus machine, normally I would have to add some time for setting up the machine and cleaning up the machine, but we're not gonna worry about it. It's just to kind of give you, or me, idea. So I'm gonna I have the paint here for hand tool, so I'm gonna hit start and I'm gonna do one piece by hand. I'm gonna try to move as fast as possible, so it's fair competition. There we go. One side, I always check the top layer if I didn't spill any paint on there. Let's see if I can make the one part on 2 dips. I don't think I have enough paint on a tool. I'm going to do one more. Okay, there we go. Put a little bit too much paint here and here, but I think I have it, and that's 58 seconds for one, and then of course so I have to spend a little bit of time cleaning the hand tool machine. So now we're gonna do the second round, and we're gonna use the machine. We're gonna hit start, and we'll see. You can probably already guess that the machine is gonna be faster. There we go. I'm gonna check if I have paint all over, and I'm gonna hit stop. And we got 23 seconds. So let's say if I add some time for cleaning up machine and stuff, working about, what, 50% faster, maybe 60, which, I don't know, is that good or not? I would say it's good. I like the difference. Honestly, I thought it might be a little more, because you see, like with this one, I didn't have enough paint in there on the first try, so I have to run it twice. I would probably get time somewhere around 30 seconds, but it's still good. Now, another thing which is kind of tricky when using the edge paint machine is after about 30 minutes, the paint will start drying out a little bit. So I would have to add some water to it, because when the paint becomes like too thick, you know, it doesn't distribute through the rollers well. So that's one thing to consider also, versus the hand tool, where that's really not the case, because the paint in a container doesn't do that. Since it just sits in a container, it doesn't roll around like in the machine. When I'm deciding if I'm going to use the machine or the hand tool, sometimes, especially with larger pieces of leather, I'm applying the edge paint on the parts faster than they can dry, and I would run out of space for them to dry really quick. So then I have to wait, or to make some more space, you know, but the space is limited in my workshop. Versus if I paint the larger pieces with the hand tool, it takes me more time, and the pieces laying on this drying table have more time to dry, so I'd never run out of space. So for the future, I would like to improve the drying station, maybe have some like heat source or blower, or I don't know yet, because like I said, like these are small parts for carry handle for Brompton, but when I do like frame covers or parts for the briefcase, you know, I'll paint a few of those, and the table is full, and then I have nowhere to put the wet pieces. So every time I have to check if I have the paint distributed evenly. I have about 10 parts left, so I hope I can just finish it off without need of, like, you know, adding water to the edge paint. Especially now it's getting warmer, you know, the paint is getting denser kind of quick. I always thought it's kind of interesting that when you apply it on the edge, it really stays on the edge. Like, it goes all the way up to that little curve on the top, but it doesn't leak on the surface. Now there is a really small margin of error. If I put like too much paint on the roller, the paint will spill on both sides, and it's gonna be real messy. But if I put too little, then it's not gonna cover the whole edge. So it takes a lot of practice to get it just right. I will see how this is the first video which I'm making for this so-called YouTube series. Marek from Soma talks about tools and machines and does the work, or I don't know. I don't have the idea for the title yet, but it's gonna be something like that. Hopefully somebody's gonna enjoy watching it. And I had ideas for a few more, and we'll see how it goes. But I guess big picture idea is to spend some time with every machine and every hand tool in my workshop and do some work with it and show you like what we are all about, what you know, how we work, and give you some history. Because I've been working with leather for, it's going to be 10 years now, and I haven't really shared a lot of the story or the background with anybody but like friends and maybe a few people I met in person. So I'm excited to do it. You see, I'm getting a little bit, not getting enough paint on the edges. So what I'm thinking, I will move this brush which cleans the roller just a little bit, that's too much. So I get more paint on the roller, and we'll see how it goes. Yes, much better. Okay. See, even with small parts kind of running out of space on the table. See, now I think I have a little bit too much of a paint on the rollers. So you can see it spilled on the top, so I found that the best way to clean the paint from the top layer of the leather, it's use my fingers. I try to use like a, napkin or gloves, but it never worked the same way as if I do it with my finger. Of course, my hands then look like that, but it's a small price I'm willing to pay for achieving the look which I need. All right, that was the last one. Now I have to locate the one which I paint with hand and show you the comparison. I think it's this one. Let's see. Yeah, it's hard to tell any difference. I'm not sure if you can see it. Probably not. I think it's this one. This one will be painted by hand, but I wouldn't guarantee that. Because even with that hand tool, I train myself to apply just like as much as paint as I can without it like spilling all over the place. So I guess the only difference now, machine versus hand tool, is the speed. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and you will hopefully see me on my next video. If you have any comments or questions, I will be more than happy to answer some in comments. Thank you again for watching, and I hope to see you soon.